Hello, friends. Happy Monday. It seems very odd to be coming to you on a Monday. Probably odd for you all too. Hello, Joyce. Great to see you. So I'm here today instead of Tuesday because my eye doctor had to change my appointment from Friday to Tuesday. And as you know, typically those days take me down and out. So I worked ahead so that I could be prepared to come to you today and not have to worry about how I was feeling after my eye shot tomorrow. So I have a super quick and easy, really pretty class for you today, as well as a few things to show you that have come in since we were last together. So I am going to switch cameras and jump right in. And that's the wrong one. Let's try this one. Okay, that's better. So the first thing I want to talk about is the paper share. Um, I think that um, it's hard to imagine sometimes what that would look like. So I wanted to show you how I was packaging it up and where it is in the sense that I thought it would already be ready to go, but there's been a little holdup. So all of the papers that are 6x6 are packaged up like this, and there is a flap that will fold over and get sealed. This is the fancy Flora paper. And as you can see, you get one sheet. You get a quarter pack. So you get one full 6x6 sheet of all the patterns in there. And aren't they just gorgeous? Now, the reason this is not sealed up yet is because sometimes paper has a lot of colors. And I labeled that the name of the paper, the item code, and that it was in the January to April 2023 catalog. Um, but what I didn't put in here were the colors that came with it. And I thought, gosh, that would be kind of handy because if you had the full pack of papers, then you would have this sheet in the back that would tell you what colors were on here. And that's important because let's take a look at where this is in the catalog. Okay, so it is on page 15. And if we switch to page 15, what we can see is that there are 6 colors listed down here. So these are probably the primary 6, but there are actually 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. There are actually 12 colors in this pack of paper. So I am actually going to insert a little sheet in the packs, especially the ones that have more than the colors that are specified in the catalog. I just think it's important that you have those colors handy when you're grabbing your paper. That way you'll know what ink, what cardstock, and so forth. So the paper share is all ready except for that and one other thing. I grabbed this one just to show you what a 12 by 12 would look like. They're cut into 6 by 12 pieces, and you have one each of those designs too. One other holdup is I got in a rush and I had a typo in my order, and I've had to order paper that didn't make it in my first order. So by the time that gets here on, I think it'll be here Wednesday, I'll be ready to um, just cut that and insert it in the packs, and they'll be good to go. Now, just throw those back in their box so that I don't get lost. Um, Last week, Stampin' Up! Announced some additional products that you can get as part of Celebration. And guys, the value is huge. Joyce, I know you and I had talked already about the Eden's Garden bundle that's free with a $100 purchase. Man, that is, I don't even know what where's my catalog? I mean, that is such an amazing value. Let's see if I can find it with any speed here. Eden's Garden is page 59, close to where I am. Oh, I'm so excited. The neighbor has let his dogs out from across the street so they can bark at me. Okay, so it's not even sold as a bundle anymore. So the stamp set is 23 and the dies are 35. So what is that? A 70, wait, 58 $58 value for your $100 purchase. And this is a, this stamp's so beautiful. Um, that is a great, great, great bundle. That is just one of the items. This ribbon, you get two spools of this white frayed ribbon with your, that can be a $50 choice with a $50 order. I've been buying some of these, selecting some of these loveliest layers decorative masks and plan to do a class where I can include that product because masks are fun to work with and we overlook them a lot. But the value in this paper, so lots of amazing things here in this additional celebration items. And so this only goes though until February 28th. So don't wait. And these could they could deplete the inventory that is set aside for this and cut them off, just like we could run out of some of the other things. Speaking of running out, the punches. The Lucky Clover punch is sold out. We won't be getting any more of this. And the Easter Bunny punch, as of this morning, was on low inventory. So if you haven't purchased this little bunny punch and you want him, then be sure to act quickly. You don't want to miss out on that. Okay, so some other things that have kind of come in while you've been away. The Legendary Ride stamp set and the embossing folder, the coordinating dies. Now my little dots, my little my little embellishments came in as a hot mess. I guess they went out for a windy ride. And then the designer series paper as well. And I've been using this a little bit because I am making an anniversary card for my husband. So I've cut up some of the designer series paper, but you can see that it's got some shine to some foil on one kind of foil on one side, then like the scenes on that side, road signs on that one. This is the pattern that's on that embossing folder, that metal plate. These motorcycles, the dies do cut out the left facing motorcycle. I love these little, oh, I don't even know what to call them, scenes. Um, but every side has this black and gray on one side and then a scene on the other. This checkerboard, and then what am I missing? Solve that one. Did we look at this one? Yeah, we did. I feel like we haven't looked at this orange. So this is Harley Davidson orange, and it's got tire tracks on this one, and then the roses that I've used on Greg's card, which is not quite done yet, so I'm not gonna show it to you yet. But people kind of, I know you're kind of surprised, Greg had that motorcycle accident May 1st, and here I'm using the motorcycles to make him a card. Guys, we still, even though he's not riding, at least not right now, he may not ride again. The biking, I like that, biking images, yes. We have great appreciation for bikes, the beauty of them, the history of them, and the freedom that you feel when you're riding. So this is still very much a part of who Greg is. And I want him to know that he is supported 100% in whatever his decision is regarding future bike riding. So that is what I'm using for that. Let's see. So you'll have to laugh at this, right? I ordered the Playing in the Rain bundle. Where are you? Bundle, but didn't get the paper, which means I don't have the paper to play with, nor do I have the paper to put into my paper share. So, all right, so that's on its way. That's all straightened out. But in the meantime, so here are the dies. How cool. So we've got a fence, a kite, little tree trunk, lots of fun images. Here are some butterflies. So that's going to be super fun to play with. And this is a red rubber set. It's a cling set. Then I got the Queen Bee set, this bundle. This will be a upcoming birthday class. So in the series, we'll be using this. And aren't they gorgeous? This was designed by a friend of mine with her, it's her $1 million set. So isn't that amazing? $1 million in sales. Then I also ordered the Greatest Journey. Now for this one, I got the paper and I got the stamp set. I didn't get the dies. So clearly, I was just struggling just a little bit there, now wasn't I? So now I have the dies on order. They'll be here soon. I wanted to show you something that I do with these photopolymer sets, especially if they have a lot of greetings. Because when you put these down on top, it's difficult to see what that greeting is. So I like to stamp them over here. I was trying to see. I didn't do it on that one. And in the relative placement that they are here. So I did this with a stamp not too long ago, and I'm going to do it again. So if I open this up, oh, wrong side, wrong side. Oh, shoot. It has to be, oh, how did I do this? Oh man, I hope I can do it this way. I need you to stick. So carefully, I'm going to peel the back off. Wait, is that right? Oh no, it isn't right. Sorry. I had it right the first time. Okay, so I'm going to peel off this side. This is the part that we add ink to. And I'm going to add ink and then stamp it down here, right? Now, it'll be the mirror, but I'll be able to, it'll make sense as I do it, I think. All right, I did pull out my largest block and I've decided I'm going to tape this to it because this is kind of flimsy. Flipping it over might be a little tricky. And it's not quite as big as the stamp, but I think it will be okay. Could do this on the Stamparatus. If this is a fail, then know that I'll get the Stamparatus out the next time I need to do this. And I'll tell you, this shiny paper takes a hot minute to dry. So, and I know that my stamps are going to stick to it. I think those are all the disclaimers I need to give you. I'm going to ink this up. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. The big goal here is to be able to tell what greeting I am. Okay, that was a fail, but that's okay. All right, so I think I've got that inked up well enough. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to be able, and the reason that you don't like to work with this big block is because it's so hard to work with. But I want to be able to stamp it down. Okay. And then, okay, so my tape didn't hold. That's okay. I told you, I knew it was going to stick. But I need to peel my stamps off. Okay. So now this is all wet, but you can see now I can really easily tell that some of these are not, some of these are placed upside down. So that's the trick, but at least they're legible. I mean, here's the one that's going to be adventure. This is the moment that this moment is the start of something great. Um, so I can tell that just where they are. It makes it so much easier when you can do that. So I will set that aside and I will clean it up in when I'm finished. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards for today. We are working with Simply Fabulous. And I want to make sure I just didn't get ink all over myself from, I might have. This is a set that's in the annual catalog, and something about the font was very 70s to me. Is it 70s to anybody else? Is it just me? I don't know. Anyway, this is on page 41 of the annual catalog. It's an $18 set. So huge value here. You've got great greetings, and then you've got these floral images that you can stack on each other and really build some super sweet cards and do them really quickly. So in sticking with the this is sweet and easy, that's where I went with the card designs too. And actually, these are a design. These are designed by my friend Michelle Litwiller. So I am taking liberty with what she has provided me. Um, and here are our cards for today. So there is beauty in everything, right? Um, and then just saying hello. So aren't these just the perfect little cards to just drop off, have on hand? You can pick a bunch of them up all at one time, especially because, guys, I'm using the paper. I think this is all right, why doesn't it tell me? We're using the Design a Daydream paper. So this is the host paper, and you've got so much to work with. There are um, 48 sheets in this pack for $18. So it's a great value in the paper. That's a typo in the description. You get 4 of each of the designs. Of the designer series paper designs, and then use the brushed butterflies to accent. I did do a little fussy cutting in this, but nothing big. There's only one die cut here, and that's probably one that you do a bunch of at once and then have them on hand. And that's what I like to do. So let's take a look at the kit, because when you place your order, remember you get supplies to make 2 of each. I send you the paper, the designer series paper. If there is embossing or die cutting to be done that isn't part of the featured product, like this label is not part of the featured product, so I've done this die cutting. I've included the ribbon and then some scrap for the stamping that you need to do and the die cutting. And again, 2 envelopes, 2 card bases, and then this label is a punched label, and that's already done for you as well. So that's what the kit looks like. And I send you these supplies when you place a $35 order or more. And if your order is over 50, I include an embellishment in your packet as well. And it never fails. As soon as we try to start something, my nose tries to start something too. All right, so let's jump in and get going. So I've got a piece of basic white. Oh, and speaking of, failing to order things, I actually ran completely out of basic white cardstock. Um, so ah, it just happens, guys. All right, so the first thing to do is put these little strips of designer series paper down, and they are basically just to look like the entire card front is covered in DSP. But you can imagine if you're only using a 2 by 5.5 inch strip, or two 1 by 5.5 inch strips on each card, you could make a lot of these. And the trick for me is, because I don't see that contrast as well, is just getting that lined up to the edge. Then I've got my greeting to stamp. There is beauty in everything. So there is my stamp. And I'll pick it up with my block. And I am stamping this in Pool Party ink, which I just had to re-ink last week. So I'm going to be confused all week on what day it is, because I'm here on a Monday instead of a Tuesday. I apologize if that throws you all off as well. Stamp that straight down and then straight up. And then that's going to kind of sit in the center. And I don't need the Pool Party anymore. I am going to need, it looks like Calypso Coral and Old Olive and Daffodil Delight. I think that's all that I need for there. Figure out where my stamp cleaner is. Clean this off. I've got two stamp cases open. So you can see I didn't do that reverse stamping on this case. And it's not too hard because this is a really large greeting. That hello jumps out. But these are really hard to see. Whereas if they were stamped over here, that would be much easier for me to see what the greeting is and figure out where it is positioned over here. And you could actually even, that'd still be hard to read. We're going with the way I did it was the way to try it. Okay, so we're stamping on our layer here. Figure out where to put this. Get these out of the way, and I'm going to put my stamps that I need out. So I'm going to need these 3 little hearts. Put them on that. I'm going to need that piece of greenery and that piece of greenery. And then we will need this heart, which is a little small for that, but I don't see my other small blocks. There's one. And of course, I didn't put any spare white out for myself. So now I'm ready for that. Okay, so now we just need to do a little fun stamping. The greenery comes first. And I would say, go ahead, make sure that that's inked up. It looks really light. Okay, looks like Old Olive is going to need some ink. Old Olive is a favorite color, so I'm not terribly surprised. And remember, you'll be making 2 each of these. And if I place the top, I just want to leave room for my hearts. Then figure out where I want this bottom one to go. And I want it to come about here. And as I'm stamping that, it looks more like I might have used Pear Pizzazz the first time. That's what happens when you work ahead, is you forget. And I was lazy and didn't look at my instructions ahead of time. Whatever happened? And these will actually pretty much line up on top of these little stems. So that one is the one in Calypso Coral. And as long as I'm here, I'll go ahead and stamp the two that I need to fussy cut. All right, and then I can put up the Calypso Coral, clean my stamps, and stamp them in Daffodil Delight. So don't quite have the samples ready for the card club and the birthday class this month. I lost yesterday to a migraine. Ugh, right? That just bites. But it is what it is. Okay, for this one, I'm just going to place this. Well, oh, you know what? I'm using the wrong stamp. I really should have looked at the. I was like, why isn't that lining up any better? I don't remember masking anything. It's because I used this guy. And I just kind of stamped him in between. You can kind of go wherever you want. All right, and that is our stamping for the first card. We'll just clean these off. Make sure I didn't get anything there. And then we're going to put this on with dimensionals, but first we're going to add some ribbon. And I wanted to show you, we've got two Pool Party ribbons right now, and I used the Pool Party sheer on this card. So I thought it might be nice to pull out and do a little comparison. So you can see the color. The big thing is this is a heavier ribbon, and that's why I didn't use it for this card. It's just, I mean, it's beautiful. It's one of my favorites. I love tying bows with it. This beautiful grosgrain, but for it would be a little heavy to be used on this card. So that would be another reason to use it instead of the grosgrain. Then I could use this on both. All right, and I'm going to do what I call a cheater bow, and put the back. Now you can, if you're making a cheater bow, of course you could use glue dots like I'm doing, or you could tape the ends to the back, whichever you prefer. There's not a right or a wrong. And if you're good enough that you can keep the tension, then by all means, go for it. I'm not that good. Now, can you do your dimensionals like this? Can you just grab them willy-nilly, or do you have to go in an orderly fashion across them? Clearly, I'm kind of a willy-nilly person, but my friend Cindy is not. She likes hers to be, she might grab, yeah, she likes them to be orderly. All right, and then for this, I'm just gonna pretty much center this. And back to dimensionals for this. And you know what I just did? So I don't want my dimensional to just be stuck to the ribbon. So I've put one high and one low to make sure that I've got some cardstock in there and I'm not just grabbing the ribbon. So, all right, then I need, oh, tell me y'all can't hear him, but you can probably hear Robin. All right, then just a bow. So you could tie your bow separate as well and then just attach it with a glue dot. I typically run it through and well, I have all kinds of quirks that force me to do things differently too, Joyce. So, you know, no shame. And I'm not sure that my ribbon is going to cooperate in a nice orderly bow today. So I may have to fuss with that a little bit more. Looks like it's bigger on one side. And anyway, okay, there is our bow. And we need some butterflies. And of course, if you don't have butterflies, use whatever embellishments you have. There are no rules. The butterflies are awesome. They are in the annual catalog. And of course, you know, the blog post will have the supply list on it. And then the tutorial will um, as well. All right, so here's what's left of my brushed butterfly collection. So everybody might get big butterflies today because that's seems to be what I have the most of. All right, trying to push and pick up, and the butterflies say no, they're going to try and fly off. We're going to put one there. Oh, and I haven't even die cut, I haven't even fussy cut my little guys yet. Um, I got to do that. Okay. Since I'm running low on little ones, this card is going to get all big ones. And I'm just going to kind of put this one down here under the ribbon. There's that. Now, let's quickly cut. Let's quickly cut these and add them because they don't take anything to cut. I will say the key to fussy cutting is moving your paper and not your scissors. And the fussy cutting that I did on Greg's card with the motorcycle paper, that's slick. The black parts that are slick, that's a little hard because it's hard to get a good grip on the paper to turn it. So that did take a little bit of, um, I don't know, concentration, effort, whatever. But these are pretty easy to cut around. You can see I'm not doing anything special. And you could always put your dots in the center of your flowers or more. You could put the butterflies on the card and then some of the dots on your flowers for centers. I'm in love with the milky dots. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. So there's one down, and I think it does help when you're cutting out these things if you cut around them a little bit. So what's up for the rest of Monday? Oh my gosh. So I occasionally, when I have a few minutes, stumble across a YouTuber, um, Adventures with Purpose. Have y'all ever seen that show? They are they're rescuers. No, they're not rescue. Um, they use sonar equipment. They're divers, and they help find people that have gone, they've died in the water. They've had a car accident. Some of them are suicide. Uh, but these guys, they're, yeah, I sometimes just catch a few minutes. And so I caught a few minutes today, and um, one of the guys was just kind of talking while he was killing time, and talking about how subscribing to their channel, how that benefits them, and that. And he's in the boat, right? He's got the sonar equipment going, but they already know that the water is too shallow. They're not going to find what they're looking for here. So all of a sudden he says, "Oh, wait, what's that I see? Oh, I see I see someone that hasn't subscribed. Yeah, you. I see you. You need to subscribe." I was so I was so shocked by that. I was like, "Oh." I thought that was pretty funny, pretty clever. Um, so they are not affiliated with any law enforcement or such. So yes, they rely on the money from from their ads and such, and it just struck me as interesting. Um, so now you know too. Now you know a little bit more of the rest of the story. But they're interesting, and a lot of times the families, once they know, they're pretty sure they've found their target. The families are there as well, and so um, it, I don't know. It's a very it would be hard to do, but anyway. Okay, so that is card number one. Ashley, so that's cool. I like that you can that you can be all willy nilly with your dimensionals too. So card number one is in the books. Card number two has pretty much the same color scheme. This designer series paper, I seem to have this one. Isn't that pretty on the other side too? I love that. And it's brought in some of the Blackberry Bliss. Um, and why do I have two pieces? Oh, I should look at my card. Okay, here's the card that we're making, just saying hello. And I'll put it right there. And I have no idea why I have two. I guess I thought I might mess up. I don't know. I'm going to grab our greeting, just saying hello. I'm so glad that you like it. I really do too. Um, I use a lot of Michelle's designs. She Her style appeals to me a great deal. Now, there's some amazing styles out there that appeal to me, but a lot of them I couldn't do I'm not fast enough. And I certainly couldn't talk. We already know I have struggles talking and stamping. I send my family to the wrong state, and I'm tired. After we were out late last night, I was like, oh my gosh, please don't let me say anything crazy on my live today. Um, but we were at the Ryman last night for Night Ranger, and which is a band from a while back, let's just say. We were celebrating our wedding anniversary and our friend's birthday. All right, there's pool party, and I'm going to get Pear Pizzazz out. I don't know if that's Pear Pizzazz or Old Olive. I'm skeptical. But I do need both of those as well. And we're going to use the leaves. Pear Pizzazz, where are you? All right, here's a little Pear Pizzazz. And we're going to use this leaf and this leaf. So make sure I got these. I had all this area cleaned off. I really did. I had plenty of room for all my stamping. And then suddenly I don't. How does that happen? And my hair, this is gonna bug me. I have to go down and get a big clip in. I didn't clear this one. Yeah, today's gonna be a bit of a challenge. we have martial arts this evening, and then it's craft night Zoom. So, guys, everybody, you are more than welcome to jump on the Zoom and bring a project. Um, we visit, we talk while we work, and we have a fun time. All right, shuffling my stamps around here. Come on, lift. I need that one. And I forgot this is really cool how this works. I need those two. And then don't need you. And yep, I talk to myself while I stamp too. And I'm gonna need another A block. Let's see if I've got one over here. I do. No, it's not an A, but it'll work. It's a little smaller. Okay. So let's stamp these leaves. I think these cards you could do in so many different colors. Just pull out any designer series paper and have fun. You do so many fun things with this. Isn't that cool? And then when I first saw this pictured, I was like, how on earth did that happen? But it goes like this. You stamp your Calypso coral, that gives dots, and then you come back with Daffodil Delight. And of course, okay, so I do have enough ink. All right, forgive my head, but I'm just going to try and come back in and see if I can add a little more ink where I had missed it before. I was excited to show you this little bit of magic. This, isn't that cool? So I imagine that this is a stamp set that would be really easy to overlook, but it has so many possibilities. If you are a brand new stamper, then you can easily build uh, images. So you've got flowers here, and you've got some great good size greetings, which I think help make a new stamper really successful. And if you are a seasoned stamper, then sometimes it's nice to stamp. What is it? Some of my friends say they do their paper pumpkin kits while they watch TV because it's not something that they have to focus on. I have a friend that's a knitter, and she has her projects that she can do while they're watching TV, and then she has her projects that she has to really concentrate on. So I think that this is one of those projects that you could do while you were doing something else, which is clearly what I needed today because my brain is tired. My husband's is too. He usually is a 1 cup of coffee a day drinker, and uh, I saw him heading down for his 2nd cup a little while ago. So you'd think if you're going to see an old rock band that they would appreciate that their audience is going to be old too and start earlier and end earlier, right? They didn't get that memo. But they did put on a good show, and they definitely were having a blast out there. Okay, I did not put that one on dimensionals, and I need a bone folder. So I'm curious, do you fold and crease your card before you put it together or after? Like you just saw me kind of do it after. Did anybody see where I put the butterflies? I really did. I put them back in their little holder. Um, oh, look, there's a mixed butterfly up here. So you do it before, Ashley. Okay. So if you do it before, then when you assemble it, are you assembling it folded or is it open? I mean, I think one of the big benefits of doing it before is that you're less likely to do it upside down, perhaps. Asking for a friend, you fold before too. Okay, so I'm kind of the different one here, huh? All right, and there are some butterflies for that one. So see, these really come together pretty quickly. Hold that there. Last week, I got together with some friends and we played bingo via Zoom, and that was quite tricky. Bunko, not bingo. We played bunko. Um, that was a little challenging for me. All right, so here is card number 3. So this is on a So Saffron base. Oh, so you do it shut. Oh, wow. Okay, Ashley, you need to come over and show me how you do that. Um, we are going to use Real Red, Daffodil Delight, and Old Olive. Put the Calypso coral back and grab Real Red. I'm pretty sure that's Real Red. Oh, I don't have it on the back. Well, it won't matter. The Real Red will look just fine. And we're going to use the little Hooray. Nope, that's for you. See, now you can see the problem with not having it out there. We need this little greenery. And we're going to use the sky again. And we're going to use that little flower and fussy cut it. So we have this, and this, and this. I think that's all that we need. All right. So I'm going to stamp that Old Olive piece in the kind of in the center first, although you can just move your Let's Celebrate around if you need to. Just rearrange your card if your stuff ends up not in the placement you expected. And there's the mail carrier. And so a bit of fun little celebration. I just think some of these cards you would let you just respond so timely that that's kind of key. Sometimes if I wait until I get a special card made, then whatever it is come and gone, and I didn't get a card out. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to work on this year. Oh, this is not Daffodil Delight. We need So Saffron. Good catch. That's crushed curry. These labels are faded and it's not always easy to see. Let's turn this right side up. And I'm going to pull this closer to me and then use my grid paper as a bit of a guide to stamping this a few times. Get it there. Okay, there is Hooray. And I didn't grab the Let's Celebrate. So I'm going to grab that stamp. There it is. And I'll set it down and let my block pick it up And that way, hopefully, it won't get crooked on me when I don't want it to. It would be a lovely day for a walk. I wonder if I could get a walk in. Sorry if I got my head in the camera, guys. But I wonder what the name of this, if I know what the name of this font is. I'm not good at recognizing them, but I think it's pretty fun. And I'm just gonna trim that end off and cut out my little flower. So let's see, I told you I don't have those samples ready, but registration is open. The calendar is published. So you can see that we're using Simply Citrus, that bundle, in the birthday class this month. And Card Club is featuring the Pedal Park, which is, oh my gosh, so many options. Every time I think I've got the designs narrowed down, I see something else that somebody has shared. I'm like, oh, I need to do that one. So tomorrow or Wednesday, kind of depends on if I continue to work ahead. I will share another blog post and using this stamp set, this designer series paper, and it will then be added to our template library. Those templates are the ones that have been posted already are available on the blog for free. And you should be able to find them two ways. You should be able to find them with the blog post where they appeared. And then if you look at the tutorial library, PDF library, you should find them there and be able to download them and access them. So by the end of the year, which we should have at least 52 different card templates that we can, hopefully that's going to be a pretty cool resource for us. All right, then I am just going to kind of eyeball this and zigzag it around. And it's not stuck so much that I couldn't rearrange it if I needed to. And I'm just going to use this card as kind of a sample. That should have plenty of room there. So let's do this assembly. I wonder which way we want this to go. It kind of looks like it should go that way to me. Look, you've got some lovely birds on the other side. So much amazing paper. Oh, there will be a paper share next month for the online exclusive set of products that's coming out. The paper is just gorgeous, and I'm going to do it a little differently. It's going to be a bit of a paper share with a mini class, if that makes sense, to kind of go along with it. So stay tuned for that. The online exclusive is, it's different. We're not used to it either. We being, me. All right, so I've added some dimensionals. Now I put this, instead of putting the vellum to my card, I did it this way because I know that this layer, this greeting layer, will help hide any adhesive. So when I put this down, I'm going to know where to put the adhesive on the other layer. And I'm just trying to see how much room I have. All right, so I have 3/4 and about a half. So top to bottom, about 1/4. And side to side should be about there. Now, I can put adhesive on this layer within the box, and it will be hidden by the layer on top of it. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad they're helpful. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, so much of the adhesive shows through vellum that it's nice to have a way to hide it. And I'm going to put my greeting on some dimensionals or on a strip of dimensionals. And I'm going to let it hide. Let's stick out like that. It's over a little bit, but I kind of like it hanging off a little. Hello, Alice. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm really enjoying doing my class a week videos. It's really helping me touch more products and create more so that I've got more cards to send. And I'm really have plans. Of course, we're already into February, so I got busy. Oh, April 1st, there is going to be a fundraiser using the new wreath kit. It's a fundraiser to benefit the Foundation Fighting Blindness. Um, as you know, you might remember my friend Susan Fries got me introduced to the foundation, Hope and Me, a few years ago. And now I actually um, see a doctor, a retina specialist myself, and appreciate all that the foundation does. And I'm glad to have an opportunity to do a little fundraising for them. So that will be local here in Gallatin. That's a Saturday. And we'll have the wreath. The wreath kit is gorgeous. It's not here yet. I'll have it to show next week. And then probably some cards to go along with it as well. All right, guys. So let's take a look at the cards we've made today. I should shuffle them. Oh, wait, those are the same. I was like, they're so similar. Yeah, that's because they're exactly the same, Michelle. Maybe a nap, maybe more. It's going to be more Diet Coke, let's just face it. I don't see a nap, but aren't they sweet? I hope you guys love them. Thank you so much for watching. And I think I've shared everything that I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to serve you, and I'm very blessed and grateful to do so. So have a great day, and I will be back next Tuesday with another class to go. And then this one is available now with the class kit comes free from me when you purchase from my online store by Friday of this week. All right, everybody, take care. Thank you for being here so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.